Hello everybody, this is Karan and today we'll learn more concepts on Jira from the previous sessions. So we will talk about how to add comments on any issue in Jira. So let me open one of the already existing issues. So let's say OH15 is one of the bugs which we have created in the previous sessions. So you can see here we have the title, description and everything. So when we go and scroll down, we get an option to add comments. Just a second, I'll just remove this pop-up. So add a comment. So let's say I want to add a comment here. So I can simply write, hey, please resolve the issue. So I can tag a person if I have a teammate here. Resolve the issue by 22nd April, whatever, some timeline I've mentioned. And I can tag people as in, let's say, at the rate. Suppose I have a teammate with the name of A, I can just write A and then I get some random teammates. I can add that person. So you can see here, this person who is there in Jira will be tagged here. So I don't want to tag this person for now. I have to, this is a default one. Now, so I can save this comment. So when you do that, you get that comment listed here in the comment section. So there is an option, you can see all comments in history. So history will let you know everything about the issue, in starting from when did the issue got created. It was created 1 hour ago, and then who updated the link, and then somebody updated the labels, and whatever has been done around this bug will be in the history part. And then comments will have all the comments which are, let's say my teammate replies back, then his comment will also be listed, and all will have everything which will include the work logs and the comments and the history, everything. So that is about this part of the issue. Then what we do, we learn about story pointers. Let me go back to the backlog page. Here we are on the backlog page. There's a term called story pointer, which is used to measure the complexity of an issue, and which will help us create or read a graph at the end of the sprint, which is there are various kinds of graphs and reports which are generated in Jira. So burn down chart is one of them, most popularly used. So it can measure, burn down chart is a graph or is a measurement and a mapping between the story pointers and the timeline. So we'll talk about burn down chart, but for now we have to first focus on story pointers. So what is story pointer? To all the stories which we are going to work upon as a part of a sprint, as a part of a sprint, we will be adding pointers to all the stories. So what are these pointers? These are weightages, as in if we want to calculate that how much to achieve as a part of this sprint, we should know some numbers. Now this story pointers can be marked as all the teammates who are having stories in the sprint will mark the exact efforts they need to invest in completing a story. So all those exact efforts will be marked in that issue, and we can have a collated number, and then we can work upon the sprint and see how many story pointers we have to achieve. But there is another way of achieving it. We can choose either even numbers or odd numbers. So let's say we choose 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. So let's say we have 4 stories. So based on the complexity, let's say we know that okay, the registration will need more time than login. So registration will have 4 story pointers and login will have 2. And maybe the dashboard requires more time, so it will have 6 story pointers, and the leave part will have 8 story pointers, and so on. So basically, based on how much time or how much complex any particular story is to perform, we will allocate some random even numbers or odd numbers based on our choice. But if it is even, it has to be all even. If it is odd, it has to be all odd. So based on that, we'll mark and we'll associate pointers to each story, so that when we are actually in the sprint, we know how much to achieve, and then based on that number, we can calculate the graph. So we can here see that there is a registration, and we can see something here. Yeah, so we can add story pointers here. Actually, let me just do it for you. So we can add pointers on the tasks also, but adding it to the story, and if we have linked the task there, it will be automatically measured in that So what do we do? Just a second. Let's say registration. So I'll just click on this hyphen icon. So when we do that, I can add story pointers. Let's say registration I'll give 4, and then I can just save it, and I can scroll down, and in this login I'll give 2. Okay, so I'm just giving random even numbers for now, and then the dashboard will have 6, and 2 stories can have the same weightages. That is absolutely okay. And let's say leave will have 8. So I got some 20 pointers to achieve as a part of the sprint 1. Let's say I can have pointers associated with the tasks also, because they are not, related, right, to any of the so even if they are related, we can apply individual story pointers here. So what we can do, we can just mark some pointers based on, so development tasks will have let's say 6 weightages, or maybe 4 weightages, and testing task can have same weightages as per the time we would need to finish it off. So accordingly we can give pointers to, so login will have, let's say 2, no we cannot write 3, 2 and 2. So accordingly we can have, now let's say we'll move some of the stories and tasks to the sprint, beginning of the sprint. Okay, so let's do that. Just a second, let me finish this marking. So I'm just marking the story pointers. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now, so when we're moving the tickets or the issues to the sprint 1, so I can just choose whatever I want to. Let's say I choose 3 stories to be moved. Okay, so let's say I just choose this one. I have to just drag and drop. Okay, so I'm just trying to drag. Yeah, here we go. So it's dragged and dropped on the sprint 1 part. I'll choose login also maybe, and I'll choose dashboard also. So I've chosen 3 stories to be taken. I have to take the subsequent tasks also. Here we go. Now I can just change the order also based on how I want to add. Anyways, I can just go and drag and drop as many tasks and stories I want to. So we can do that. Just a second. Now, just taking them up. Yeah, so I've selected multiple and then dragged and dropped. It is also possible. So I think I'm left with these 2 only. So I'll just select this and I'll press on control and select the other one, and then drop it there on the first sprint. Okay, now I can choose some bugs also if I want to. See, I can add epic to this bug, which I should have. So what I do, let me do that for now. Let me add epic to the bug also. So to just hover your mouse over, you get an option to add the epic anytime. Anyways, I'll just press control and then the bug. Okay, and then I'll drag it and leave, take it on to the backlog. Anyways, the bug was of leave. Doesn't matter. Okay, I think it couldn't be dropped. I have to go a little more up. Just a second. Here we go. Here I have to drop actually. Fine. I think we are done. So we have 32 story pointers to achieve as a part of this sprint. So I can start the sprint from here, and the moment I start the sprint, I will be having some timeline in which I have to work and finish off the sprint activities. Okay, so let's say the ideal sprint cycle ends for 15 days, as we know, 15 days, which has 10 working days, and we allocate the tasks and amount of time amongst the team members in those 15 days. Now here we cannot just wait for 15 days for us to see the graph. So what we'll do, we'll customize the time length, and accordingly we'll create the sprint, and then we'll move the tickets in regular intervals and see how it happens. Okay, so for that we have to start the sprint. But anyways, before starting the sprint, I want to teach how to add teammates. So we'll learn that first, and then assign tickets to people so that we can see that in our board also, right? So for learning that, let's go to the teams tab here. So I'll go to another tab and open teams, in which you can see there are two options: invite people to Jira and create a team, or search people and team. So what I can just opt for right now is invite people to Jira. Okay, so I've clicked on that. I can invite people, so I'll invite myself. So I can invite my personal email address here. So I've invited one, but the problem is the initials, they'll be all same if I'm inviting only myself. So I'll add some other names also, so that it's little distinguish, people can distinguish. Okay, so there's another ID, which I have. So what I can do is I can add that ID. Just a second. So what I do, I add another email address. So in that case, it will be different initials at least, so you can see that. Now I can add more people if I want to. So let's say I have some another ID. So I created another. So I've added, I'm inviting these people. I'll add one more so that it becomes a little easy. Now I have just added all these email addresses, and I'll just click on add 4 people. So I've written add 4 people. So all these 4 people will get notifications from Jira that somebody named Kiransahuqa is trying to add you in your team in Jira. So these people have to accept that invitation, and then I can see them in my teams. So what I can do, I can just go on this tab again and search for people and team. So if you check the URL, it changes to Jira/people, so that we are on the people's page now. Now what I will do, I'll go to the individual email addresses, and I will actually accept the invitations which I have got. So you can see here the people who are there is all these people, Kiransahuqa, and then all these people are there. If you can see here, right, all these are the people whom I have invited, so you can just see the names. Okay, now what I can do is I can just accept the invite from all the IDs which I have created. So I'm accepting it. Just hang on. Okay, so it will take some time, but what I can do, I can create a team in the meanwhile. That's fine. Okay, so you can see an option to create team. We can add more people from here. We can manage the users also. So I'll click on create team here. So let's create team. Now what's your team name called? Let's say Orange Team or something, Orange HRM team or Orange team. It's fine. Now invite the people onto your team. So with whosoever you want to invite, so let's say I remember the email addresses, so I can just, okay, so here it will take the names basically. So what I can do is I can just add the names. So actually all the 3 IDs are having the same name, but it's okay. But we have some more names like Preeti and then Jishi. So yeah, Jishi QA5, all these are the names. Okay, I should actually add more people that will help me distinguish. So what I do here, I'll just I'll remove this pop-up first thing. Welcome to Atlassian team. You can see here, by joining the team you can mention @mention to share everyone at once. Okay, now that is then okay. Now orange team is here. We are on the orange team page right now, and you can see the members. There are 5 members, with different email addresses, but the names are same but that's okay. So you can see 5 members in the team. Now we can actually tag them in the tickets and everything. A lot of activities we can do. Now what I have to show you is how to tag them in the comments and the description, and also to show you the project settings. These are the 2 things which we need to do after this. So we'll meet in the next session, wherein we'll be actually creating a sprint. Starting on the sprint, we'll assign tickets to these new team members whom we have added, and then we will be on the board. We'll be moving the tickets from one column to another column, and at the end we'll end the sprint and we'll see how the reports are generated. Okay, till then, bye bye.